Hello and welcome to another video. In this video we are going to change the name of our server. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's open up our Chrome web browser and we're going to go to the Secure Shell extension. And instead of clicking on Connection Dialog here, it has our fields stored here, our details stored. So let's go ahead and use a shortcut here. I'm just going to log in as my Corgel user, and I'm prompted for the password. So I'll enter that in, and now we're logged in. Okay, so to change the name of our server, we need to change two files. Right now we're logged in at the command line. We see that we're logged in as the Corgel user, and the name of our server is currently Ubuntu. We want to change that to make it a little bit more unique. So to do that, one of the files that we need to change is a file called hostname. So to do that, we'll type in the command sudo nano and then the file that we're going to change. So the file resides in the etc folder, and the name of that file is hostname. The word after sudo, nano, is a text editor that is kind of the default text editor for Linux. So we're going to go ahead and use that. So we'll hit enter, and it's prompting us for our password, so we'll type that in. And here we are, okay? So right now we can see there's only one line in this text file, and it is Ubuntu. So we want to change that. You can change it to whatever you want. I'm going to change it to the name Dune. And to save in the Nano text editor, it's a little bit different than saving from a text editor like Notepad in the Windows system. There are special commands that we need to make here. So to save this, we need to write out these details. All right, so the write out command is $O, and the caret in the Nano editor stands for control. So we'll hit the control key O. It'll ask us, hey, do we want to write over this file name hostname? We do, so we'll press enter, and then we want to exit the text editor. So we'll hit control X for exit. Okay, so that's one file we want to change. The other file we want to change is the hosts file. Okay, now something neat that you can do if you haven't worked with the command line before is you can you can call up previous commands, and that saves you a lot of time. The way that you do that is on your keyboard. You can press the up or the down arrow. So I'm just pressing the up arrow here, and we could see that I'm going through all of the commands. This is a history of all the commands that I've used. Okay, so you can go up to go back in time, down to get to your most current command. And I'm going to bring up my last command that I made, and I'm just going to change this ever so slightly. I want to change the hosts file now. So I'm going to go ahead and hit enter. And on the second line here, I'm going to type in 127.0.1.1 and then the name that we made for our server. In my case, it's Dune. You can make it whatever you'd like to. I'm going to put a space there, and now I'm going to write out the contents by hitting Control O. I'm going to hit enter, and then I'm going to hit Control X to exit. Okay. Now, we don't see that reflected in our command line. We still see Ubuntu there, Corgel at Ubuntu. So to see that change take effect, we need to reboot our server. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go sudo reboot. And when I hit enter, I'm going to be immediately disconnected from my server. And it's going to go through the reboot process, which will take a couple of seconds here, about 30 seconds. So we'll give it some time to reboot. Okay, the server has been rebooted, so we're going to go ahead and reconnect. I'm going to hit the R key here. We're going to log in with our password. And now we can see at the command line that we're logged in as user Korgel at the server whose name is Dune. Okay, so in this video we learned how to change the name of our server. That's it, and I'll see you in future videos.